Turn on the camera. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great today. Let me say hello to everybody here. Brian, good morning. Zen Master, good morning. Carrie, good morning. Mark, David, Omar, Rick, Jody, Jose, Thomas, Fred, Ivan, Dr. Serena, Cam, good morning. Good morning, Cam. Robert, Wade, Rick, Manuel, Alan, Penny, Ali, Tom, Diana, Kevin, good morning. Harry or Hari, Jill, Timothy, Kenneth, Terrence, Dylan. Um, we got a lot of people here. Look at this. Wow. I can barely keep up here. Uh, Dylan, Duzzy, Art, CJ, W. Wong, Robert, Jim, Roddy, Jesse, Dave, Wardog, Patrick, Heather, Frankie, Darren, Pat. Man, we got a lot of people here. Mark, Nina, Julian, Todd, Elizabeth, RP, Lucy, Richard, Daniel, Wayne, Armulfo, Nathan, Gordon, Edgard, Bancroft, Mike, John, the sassy trainer, Dave, Moondog, we got to get you out of the hospital, man. Chris, David, Chris, Kirk, good morning, Kirk. I hope you had a nice 72nd birthday. Cam, David, yeah, we got a lot of people. Gaston, Kay, Nick, good morning, good morning, good morning. Krish, Raj, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a blessed Wednesday. Just to give you guys a few links, I will be hanging out with Jeffrey tomorrow. Here's a link. He's doing a class. I'm paying him back. It'll be a fun class. Here's a link for that. Richard, Carlos, Raj, Krish, good morning. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm not great with names, but I try. Armulfo, Shen, Carlos, Manuel, JB, good morning. Richard, good morning. Hope everybody's doing good. We got a lot to talk about today. Oh, it's Thursday today. It's not Wednesday. I thought it was a hump day. I'm telling you, I'm all over the place. And I will have my VIP room today at 11 a.m. And I am not in a rush today because Matt is still sick. Hopefully, we'll be back in the office tomorrow. He's working from home. Hopefully, you guys could see me and hear me okay. All right, let's talk about the market. And also, please don't forget, if you have not subscribed to my Telegram channel, which most of you here have, it's pretty good, Dr. Serena. I'm very excited about the fall. Terrence said he spent some time with Cam and Gustavo yesterday, and they were very helpful. Don't forget, guys, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. The link is inside your members area. You'll see a big red thing that says Customer Service Live. They should just change it to the Cam and Gustavo show. I don't know if they have or not. Um, oh, Arnulfo. I got it. Arnulfo. I got it. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. I got to go to Carlos for all of my grammar and my speaking, especially with the Latin terms. Carlos has the tricks. I like it, Carlos. Thank you, Carly. Good morning. We got two Carlos, and I'm going to say I do confuse you guys sometimes. There's two of you. We got Carlos, and both of you are really nice guys. Carlos Fuentes and Carlos Conti. We got two Carlos. Yeah, the Cam and Gustavo show is awesome. And if you guys need a link for that, it's in your members area. All right. And don't forget, I have VIP room at noon today. For anybody who has not subscribed yet, it starts at 11 today, not noon, but the morning show, Telegram, don't miss out. Get the link right there. All right. I think it's a good time for us to begin. We have a lot of questions and we got to come up with answers. So let's talk a little bit. Eagle Beagle, good morning to you. I'm not falling warm fuzzy about I've seen no lowering of prices anywhere. No, me either, Carlos. Excuse me, Eagle. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Nice, nice. Glad you got that gold, Alan. Very happy to hear that. Very, very happy to hear that. Let me just post that here and we can move on. Randy, Ray, Alan, good morning. All right, so it looks to me like the market had a delayed reaction. It's easier. Yeah, look at that, Dr. Serena. We're kicking butt in 5 minutes too. So what's going on today? How do we trade this market? What happened yesterday? Now, my head was spinning. Hey, Michael, my head was spinning yesterday when I heard what the Fed said. Matt actually sent me a note on Skype asking me if they test for alcohol or drugs. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he really sent me a note saying today, here, I'll show you. I'm not kidding either. Let me pull that up. Now, Matt, Matt doesn't get very excited about anything, literally about anything. But here, this is Matt right here. Do they not drug test at the Fed? I'm totally lost. that was that was Med's reaction. That was Matt's reaction yesterday. Yeah, that was his comment, Penny. Yeah, big political move. Now, thank you, Adam. Good AGI trade. Good. I'm glad you guys made money on that. So, okay. So where do I begin? And I don't want this to be a soap thing about the Fed. I don't want to get into all of that. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. First, let me talk about the Fed. I'll be very quick because I think you guys got most of my feedback, a pretty good reaction of how I feel about it in my Telegram channel. Um, yeah, I don't know, Alan. He's on something. I don't know. I don't want to get into this whole political, non-political, but I'm just going to stick to the facts, okay? And here are the facts. First of all, and I want to separate it into two different parts, into what he said and my feelings about it, and then into what the market did and my feelings about it. So let's separate everything into two different parts, okay? So first things first, uh, to say that he contradicted himself, and you could really tell yesterday, people didn't want to be rude to him, but you could tell by the questions they were asking him afterwards that everybody was thinking exactly the same thing because they were asking him the same question in five different ways. So let me get this straight. Francis, if you want a straight answer for me, you're not going to get it because I don't have one because he doesn't have one. So he's been basically telling us that um, we need to start thinking about lowering rates because the job market's in trouble. And if the job market's in trouble, we would need to lower rates a quarter of a basis point. There was absolutely no justification for half a basis point yesterday. And no matter how hard he lied and tried to twist it, and nobody bought it, okay? Nobody bought what he was selling yesterday. If they were buying what he was selling yesterday, we would have seen the reaction last. So we would have seen what we're seeing right now. We would have seen it yesterday. Everybody was waiting to. So the reaction we were waiting for yesterday is exactly where the market is right now. Do you know why it didn't happen? Because not one institutional trader believed what he said. And all of them would, because you see, I think a lot like institutional traders do. I talk to a lot of institutional traders. I was an institutional trader. It's like a cop. Once you've been a cop, you're always a cop. You can't get that out of your head. It's just the way you think, right? So, data driven, right? Yeah, Thomas, data driven. You know what? Clyde was very upset. Clyde was like, mm-mm. Mia was very upset too yesterday. Mia had to do a double face yesterday. I mean, it was crazy. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Why is my Skype so slow today? I mean, look at this cat. When the announcement came, she had to do a double face. This is Mia during the announcement. She couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. So anyway, the point is this is he contradicted himself. He kept right, job market is good, right? Okay, so we're all on the same page. So my head is still spinning. All right. I want to be in a good place today. I want to be able to help you guys make some money today. So I want to get off this because I'm just totally irritated, upset, confused, and most importantly, If you looked at the reaction from the market yesterday, notice no one did anything. Everybody was like, "Huh? What?" So he contradicted himself every step of the way. He contradicted himself every step of, like, literally every step of the way. Job market is great. They don't really need to do this, guys, but they're only so they didn't have to do this, you see. They did it because they wanted to. And you see, they did it because they wanted to, but they didn't just want to do it a quarter of a basis point. They wanted to do it a half a basis point. But he had absolutely no explanations for it. So, okay, let me get this straight. Inflation hasn't moved the needle in a year. We know that because we have the CPI, and we know that the job report is getting worse. But according to him, everything is great. Everything, yes, we have the report at 8:30. I have my screen. Everything is great. The job market is not a problem. Um, they just basically did it because they felt like it. They felt like it, but there was no reason for it. You see, because the job market is strong. You see, according to him. So he contradicted pretty much everything. He's been building this picture for us that they're going to start lowering rates, and they're going to start doing it because there's some issues with the employment rate, the labor market. The wage growth is not inflationary wage growth is not an issue, folks. You see, none of this is an issue. So basically yesterday, you know how the whole thing, you're not going to get your bike. The daddy's not making a lot of money. We'll see how he does at the end of the year. Mom's like, okay, I didn't get you a I got you the most top of the line a bike, and daddy's now doing great, and he just got a raise. And not only am I getting you this bike, but I'm going to get you another one in 3 months. And the kid's like, what? Like, how did this happen? All right. So, that's right, Dan. Dan's funny. So, in my opinion, it was just I'm not going to go political, non-political, but I'm just going to say that he completely pulled and Grant uh, Kane is going to be in the VIP room today at 11 a.m. By the way, as well. Can't wait to hear what he has to say. Now, in their defense, the Fed is uh, moving along to their timeline. So according to the Fed, there's two more quarter basis point rate drops this year, but we don't need it. We don't need it. See, the job market is strong. Folks, the Fed lowers rates when they need to lower rates. They don't lower rates for their health. So if everything is doing so well, if everything is hunky dory, if the job market is so great and nobody's losing their job and wage pressure is great and all of that is just really, really wonderful, then what the are you lowering rates half a basis point for? So now, so he made I started liking him for a little while. Remember, I was at his throat for about a year, 9 months ago, and I was like, he's making some sense. He's making some sense. Well, he threw all the goodwill that he built with me out the window yesterday. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute, Dave. Yes, we're only talking about Powell right now. Uh, but be warning shot and most likely preemptive to go ahead of future inflation spike, dig our way out of a massive overspending in recent years. Yes, Bugs. Yes, yes. Yeah. So it's hard for me to imagine this is not political, although I'm not going to get into the reasons why he did it. But I could tell you this: when did the here's the part that is going to help you, because everything I just said is not really going to help you. It's just me venting. All right, but let me now talk about the market, the impact, and let's now try to be productive now that I got Powell out of my system. All right. Uh, because the TLT thinks it's overdone. That's why. That's why it's way overdone. That's why the TLT is dropping, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up here so we could talk about it. And most importantly, let's deal with how we want to trade this and how we need to. So the bond market is not buying what he's selling. Okay. The bond market didn't rally on his news. The bond market cooled off on his news, which means yield is higher right now, not lower. This means interest rates going higher. I have never seen the Fed lower rates the first time in 4 years, double what they expected, and the bond market decline, which is telling us the bond market is not interested or want to hear what he has to say. So, Roger, if that's the case, why did the market rally? Why is the market up like this today? Now let's get into something interesting, something I can actually help you with, and actually something I can actually answer, okay? Because I can't get inside that idiot's head. Okay. He made a really big ass out of himself yesterday. And he proved that he's just the biggest bullshitter you'll ever see. You know, it's amazing. People in the people think that people in the financial industry doing what I'm doing are dishonest. That's dishonesty, okay? That guy just sat straight and just pissed on your leg for an hour yesterday and just kept telling you it was raining, okay? Okay, so let's now talk about the market. This is important. Why did the market rally? What's going on? What caused the market to rally? Notice we did not in the US buy a drop of what he was selling yesterday. When did this market rally yesterday? Did you guys pay attention to when this rally started yesterday? When did this rally start yesterday? The market closed. The market closed right here. 4 p.m. This is 4 p.m. yesterday. Nice, Dr. Serena. So think about this for a minute. When did this rally start yesterday? Look, I'm literally telling you when it started yesterday. Overnight, around 8 p.m. The rally started when the European market, when Asia, yes, exactly, when Asia, it started with the Asian and the European market. They interpreted what we did as US did not interpret what we did as bullish at all. At all. Now, is this good for foreign economy? Yes, of course it is. Lower rates decrease the cost they have to pay for goods and services and everything else. But the US market did not cause this rally. What you are seeing right now, pre-open, pre-open, was not caused by the US market. The US market is simply following Europe and Asia up. So my point is, so did people here in the US buy what he was selling yesterday? No. Matter of fact, this was the reaction from him. We went right to where we literally closed the day yesterday. Look, we closed the day at our opening. Look, I'll show you. This is where we opened. This is where we closed, right here, right here. And then look at the rally overnight. So my point is, this doesn't surprise me at all. They led the way with rate cuts, and they are applauding our move. Yes, they are applauding our move. But my point to you guys is this: I want to see what happens when the U.S. market opens, and I want to see how much of this can be sustained with the U.S. market being opened. Now, I want to put an idea in your head. And again, this is where we take our show that we watch every day and we're kind of now moving ahead a little bit. So I want to show you something interesting. And I'll go through this in a little bit, but I want to show you something. This is the raw breakout score. As of yesterday's closed, we're at 150. Pay attention. Kramer will not teach you this. 2 days earlier, we were at 424, right? We were at 424. This is Monday. So let's see here. This is Friday. Monday night, we closed with 424. But I want to show you something. Monday night. So this is Wednesday. This is Tuesday. This is Monday, right? Right? Watch this. So the last update we had, I'm going to ask you guys to have a little bit of an imagination, and I want you guys to extrapolate, and you're going to use the tools that I've been teaching you here to do that right now. I want to show you how well you guys will be able to extrapolate data. We know that if this number is over 424, we know that if this number is over 400, the market's starting to get a little too much. Nice, Dr. Serena. Isn't that great? That's half the time that it used to take us to get 450 people, Dr. Serena. We used to get 450 towards the end of the hour. Now we're getting them in 19 minutes. Isn't that fantastic? And by the way, here's my email address. And don't forget, Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And don't forget to register for Jeffrey's webinar tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. I'll be hosting him. We're going to be doing the opposite of what we did on Tuesday. And my VIP room is at 11 a.m. today. But I want you guys, there's gold here. There's gold here. So look. So the last time when we were up here, the last time the market closed up, the last time the market closed up, momentum levels were up 424. The following 2 days, right here and right here, the market closed lower. Momentum level went from 424 to 349 right here. Let me show you where. Right here, right here, right here. And if we closed up, it would have been close to 500. And then yesterday, it really dropped. And that took us to 150, which is where we're at right now. Now, look at where the market's going to open. Look at where 424 was. This was 424. Look at where the market's going to open. Where do you think this number is going to be when we open? If we were at 424 right here, and we're going to open right there, where do you think this number is going to be? I'll leave that to your imagination. But we were at 424 right here. So what is this? What is this telling us? That we're going to be opening up at a really high momentum level. And what do I always teach you guys? Probably 500-600, Rick, if I had to guess. And that means the momentum level is way, way overcooked. Yes, RJ. Yes, Rick. Now, I don't know that for sure. I can't promise you that. I'm just extrapolating based on what you and I together do every single day in this room, right? I'm not pulling a fast one on you. I'm just showing you where this was right here, showing you, right? You guys could do this for yourself now. Ah, look at what Rick is saying. You see how? So my point is this. Everybody's right. Everybody's right. Richard, Robert, Rick, Richard. There's several Richards here. But you guys are all right. My point is we're going to open into really, really strong overbought territory here, or overextended. I'm going to try to forget that word, overbought and oversold, because it's not a good word. Overextended. The point is, if on Tuesday we were at 424 when we were right here, and now we're opening right here, and I will let you know that. But also, I did not want to see a gap open here. I wanted to see the market on the news go higher. On the news. It did not do that on the news. It did that on overnight markets. It did that based on what Europe is doing. Europe was moving up based on US, and US decided to go up. None of what you're seeing right here is caused by US stocks. It's only caused, this is all futures extrapolating what's to come. So I'm very nervous. Maybe, Thomas. Maybe. I still like all those short. I'm perfectly comfortable with those short trades we took yesterday. Because look at the stocks making 90-day breakdowns today. We got here. Let me just go to today. We used to have a thing that said today here. I don't see it anymore. I guess that is today. 8 and 7. I think this number is going to start increasing pretty soon. 8 and 7. If you think these numbers can just stay at 8 and 7 forever, no. Okay, so my point in explaining to you this, now let me just put all this together. I know we kind of went a lot on this, but this is really important. Really, really important. Are you guys seeing do you guys understanding what I'm seeing here? So to put it all together, I like for you guys to be able to come up with your own conclusion. But let me conclude this, put it in a red boat for you. Um, I'm not buying this till I see the US market. I want to see the US market defend this gap. As far as I'm concerned, all of this gap is not one share, not one stock share has been bought or sold based on this. This is all futures data, overnight futures data. What I want to see is I want to see the market defend this today. If you see us opening up at the high and gap, because we're going to have a fat gap today. Look at the gap we're going to have today. We're going to open right here. What I want to see is I want to see this gap get filled, and then I want to see the market go up. If I see this up here, and if I see this coming down, that will not make me feel warm and fuzzy about this announcement. I want to see red-blooded U.S. investors prop up this market, not what they did yesterday. Not what they did yesterday, which was this. This is what they did yesterday after his announcement. So we could just as easily today go and fill this gap and just go down all day long. So what I want to see is A, we're not going to do anything for the first half hour to 45 minutes today. B, I want to see this gap defend itself. Gap ups are the worst type of offenders for us because we can't go long. We have to wait for it to defend itself. Yes, it is. So my point is, I want to see firepower around here. I want to see a sustainable move around here. I want to see us take out the high of the first hour of the day. I want to see the market today react like the way it reacted overnight. Okay. So do you guys understand why? Not understand, okay, he's saying we're going to open up and we're going to go down. Do you guys understand why I'm so nervous? Because the market in the US investors, US fund managers did not buy what Powell was selling yesterday. And the only reason we're up right now is because of the overnight market in another country. And I need to see sustainability buying pressure today from uh, Carlo, Rick, not a bad idea. We don't even look at volume overnight because most of it is over in the other country. Basically, futures are mimicking the action of what they think will happen here overnight based on overnight data, based on the day data over there. And I'm not buying it. I want to see them. This is an extrapolation. This is an extrapolation right here of where Europe thinks we should be. I want to see I want to see where the US thinks we should be. Are we going to be here or are we going to be here or are we going to be somewhere in between? What I would really like to see, and I don't think it's going to happen, but our we can wish is for us to gap from here and go up. That's what I'd really like to see. But I'm sure Powell would like for everybody to believe him, and I'm sure Mia would like to get catnip all day, but we can't always get what we want. Let's look at jobless claims. Let's see the reaction of the jobless claims. Again, sorry guys, I'm going so long on this, but we need to talk about this. So let's look at TLT. All right, bond market going down. Now, this is interest rates going higher. This does not bode well for the market gapping up and being up 500 points. I'm just giving this. This is higher interest rates. This is TLT breaking the 15-day and going down. This is them telling us that they don't like what they're hearing. All right, let's see how the stock market's behaving. New highs, new highs, new highs. But let's look overnight and see how it's reacting in comparison. See, cool made a high at about an hour ago or so, and now it's been gently coming off, but not a lot of movement. QQQ very strong. You could see tech is up about twice as much as what and by the way, for the record, we broke that nasty downtrend in every index. So SMH, we broke it, but we're not above the 50-day yet. And we have the 100-day on SMH. But QQQ, we broke it SPY, we broke it. What am I doing here? What happened to my... What's going on with my screen here? Let me save this and restart it real quick. Probably pressed the wrong button or something. Give me a second here. So we can watch it here in real time. Yeah, this is not a great reaction from the bond market. Oh, yeah, we still need to break SMH. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I just wanted to show you this in real time. All right, let's move on. So let's look and see what the data came out as. And sorry that I'm spending so much time talking about the Powell and all, but I think that's really the most important thing. And the other factor to add to everything I've been just saying, interest rates going down. I'll look at IWM in a minute too. Yeah. Yeah, IWM is a I told you guys to take profit on IWM yesterday. IWM is up only it's up like crazy, look. Remember that trade I gave you guys in the pit? The IWM bullish trade I gave you in the pit? Yay, we crossed 530 minutes. Yay, breaking records here. Did anybody take the IWM trade I gave 400 people? No, nobody took it. Okay. All right. So let's see what I gave it to 400 people in the VIP room 2 days ago. I gave you guys a bullish trade. Yeah, thank you, Cam. The 500 club, guys. Look, 505 in 32 minutes. Very nice. Very nice. 500 club. All right, let me know how you guys did on that trade. So 219, 227, everything in line. Everything in line. I don't know how the continued claim, but according to Powell, everything is honky-dory. There's no problems in this world. Good. 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 I'm glad you guys made money on it. I know people were doubting me. They were like, should we really take this trade? But everybody made money on it. Good. Now, Liberty, how could you have gotten out of that IWM trade at a loss? You see, this is what I'm talking about. How is it possible to get out at a loss on that trade? Stopped on it. Get out of a loss. How? How? I mean, but I'm curious. How could you not make money on that trade? Guys, listen. Maybe I'm crazy, but I gave you a trade over here, and I gave you a trade over here, and I told you to get out over here. We entered over here, we got out over here. How do you lose money on that trade? How? How is it physically possible to get in here, get out here, and lose money on a trade? You're gonna have to teach me that one. I, I don't know how it's possible. You're gonna have to teach me that one. I guess I don't know, Rick. You're gonna have to, Rich. You're gonna have to tell me how you were stopped out, and Liberty Rancher. You're gonna let me know how you got stopped out at a small loss. I want to know how it's mathematically possible to lose money on that trade. All right, crude oil. Remember what I warned you about crude oil. No crude oil till we're back down here. All right. Short it, right. The only way to do it is to short it instead of. I just, it's not possible. Okay, the trade I gave you, and when I gave you, it was here, and we closed it out when the next day when IWM was up here. If anybody lost money on that trade, you did not follow my instructions. Okay, it's impossible. I just don't get. Here comes all the mortgage spam emails this morning. I would swear you said get out at 219. Yes, but we got in right here and the high of the day was up here. There was no way you could have lost money on that trade. Workday went up on our puts. Anita dear, remember I always tell you not to talk about trades that are currently open in members areas here because it's not fair to existing members. We only talk about trades that are now closed. Now you just gave a premium trade to 508 people who did not pay for it, Anita. Can we not do that here? Yeah, anybody who did not make a lot of money on that IWM trade did not listen to what I said. Okay, please listen to what I say. Don't be creative. I said buy IWM, and then I told you yesterday to sell IWM. Everybody who listened to me made money on that trade. All right. So no energy till we're right here. Please, you got to actually listen to what I say. That's the ticket here. You got to listen. If you don't listen, it's not going to help. It's not going to help you. All right. 68 is the area we want to short at crude oil at. No, nothing below that. Gold. I'm still bullish on gold. And the fact that gold rallied yesterday when the Fed came out with this news is also not a positive sign. Okay. All right. So I'm still bullish on gold. And if Powell is truly right, and this is a deflationary period, then gold should have dropped. Gold is not dropping. Gold is not dropping. People in the US are having a very difficult time believing what he's saying. I got proof. Look, what is the bond market doing right now? It's dumping. What is gold doing? It's up. What is volatility doing? If Powell is saying everything is honky dory, then volatility should be cooling off. But volatility is still at 16. We're still at the stock market, the S&P folks is at an all-time high, and volatility is at 16, at 17 actually. It's not even at 15 yet. Folks, I'm telling you, I smell a big rat. Greg says, how long does it usually take for the bond market directional move to affect the stock market? It depends. Just depends on what's going on. Oh, the Wall Street Journal destroyed Powell yesterday. I see. So yeah, China's hoarding, but if the U.S. economy was so good, they would be putting their money in the U.S. dollar, not in gold. Okay. Again, the 10-year is not doing good. We're almost at this area here. This area is 114.16. When we get to 114.16, we're going to be back at the area before this whole crazy announcement when we were still thinking 0.25 was the max. Okay. So Steven says the only way to have a loss on that IW trade if you were late or stopped out. Right. Basically, if you didn't listen to what I said. You see, folks, there's no way you could if a stock is at 10 when I tell you to buy it, and it's at 13 when I tell you to sell it, you can't lose money on that trade unless you specifically did not follow instructions. You sold it instead of bought it, you were late, you didn't listen to anything I said because you can't buy something because I want you to explain to me. I want you to explain to me how. I want you to explain to me how you can buy something at right here when I told you at 220 and when I told you to sell it, it was at 224 and lose money. Explain to me how that's possible. I want you to explain to me mathematically, scientifically, how you could buy something right here and sell it right here the next day and lose money. Please explain it to me. I'd like to know how. And if I'm saying something inaccurate here that I told 400 people that's live on tape, please, may God strike me dead and may you correct me right now. I don't see anybody correcting me. How? How do you buy something right here and sell it right here and lose money? How? The entry was right here and the exit was right here and it was 24 hours later. Please explain to me how you lose money on that trade. Please, I'm dying to know how you lose money on that trade. Okay. I'd like to know. I'd really like to learn because I want to know. I want to know. Please teach me. All right. All right. So let's now talk about the overall market. Let's put everything together. It's a 4-point move on a $200 stock overnight, and you lose money. Okay. Stephen, you didn't have to sit at the monitor. It was Stephen, my friend. It was an overnight trade. It was an overnight trade. That's Do you guys understand why I'm upset? I'm not upset because they did it. I'm upset because people are not listening. They're not following instructions. What they did was they took the trade, it went against them. Within 15 minutes, they got out. I never said it was a day trade. As a matter of fact, I never said it was a day trade. All right. I said when it gets to this level or higher, get out. That level was at the high of the day. It didn't reach that level, and the next day it opened way, way higher. And I told everybody to get out. All right. Expectations for Federal Reserve half percentage point rate cut will steer economy towards soft landing. I don't know if that's the case. I really don't know. I think they're overshooting it. Investors waited new round of economic data. We got FedEx coming out. All right. Federal Reserve cut its benchmark rate by half a percentage point yesterday, making it the first rate reduction in 4 years, with the market giving us absolutely zero reaction. The market committee voted 11 to 1 to reduce the federal fund rate. I'd love to know who that dissenting vote is. I'll be following that person. After maintaining its highest level in 2 decades for over a year. Good. Policymakers indicated they will contemplate additional adjustments to rates depending on incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. At the same time, warned not to presume that the half a point move establishes a pace that policymakers will maintain. Then why are you doing it half a point? Why don't you just do a quarter? The decision reflects our growing confidence that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in a context of a moderate growth and inflation moving substantially down to 2%. Thank you, Nestor. Right. Like everybody else who took the trade. Bowman. Okay, good. I'll be following her. You should have made 17 to 20% on that trade without doing anything differently than what I told you. Just by following everything I always tell you guys. And I didn't rush the trade, and it wasn't a day trade, and it wasn't a trade that you needed to sit and watch your computer. Matter of fact, I didn't give the trade on Telegram. I gave it in the VIP room live, where we were live for a full hour 2 days ago. Very casually, very slowly. You didn't need to be on Telegram. You didn't need to be in the pit to be in that trade. You just needed to be in my VIP room. It was a VIP trade. Trader in the pit, I will be listening to what you say. Too, I have been alone, worried, and a trader against me, and I didn't have the confidence to hold. At least you're honest, Don. Does he? Powell's going to look foolish if inflation. He is going to look foolish because I think inflation is still where it is. Because last time I checked, the CPI wasn't doing anything better than it was a year ago. Projections released. Now, here's the interesting part. Projections released after the two-day meeting revealed that a slim majority, 10 out of 19, supported cutting rates by at least an additional half a point during the 2 remaining meetings. Also, the Fed officials penciled in an additional percentage point cut in 2025. Well, folks, it's time to buy real estate stocks. What can I tell you? I mean, Jesus, that's it. Let the good times roll. Prohibition is over. I mean, let me ask you an interesting question. If everybody believed this right here, do you think the 10-year bond would be making a new low in real time right now as we speak? No, I don't know about any flash crashes, but I don't like what I'm seeing right now. Look at this. This is the bond market. The day, let 12 hours after Powell reads this. That's unreal. We're in for a big doo-doo, folks. Intel lost ground. That's one of the things that really faltered chip stocks yesterday. So does Nvidia. We'll see if we have follow through, as I showed you, and I will be showing you this in a few minutes. Look at that. We got 520. We had 523 people here. That's fantastic. As I showed you, look at SMH and look at where we're at right now. We're literally at the 50-day moving average, and we have the 100-day above us, and we're barely breaking down this area right here. I got to change this. So we're literally at the quarter year VWAP, at the 50-day moving average, and at the 100-day moving average after the Fed made their announcement, and while the S&P is all the way at all-time high. I'll be talking about all that. U.S. building permits are doing fantastic. Housing starts doing fantastic, as it should with interest rates going down. We're not going to question Powell's craziness anymore. We're just going to go with it. There's now a pricing in of a 62% chance of a 0.25 basis point cut at their meeting in November. How nice. How nice. Everything is up right now, guys. Everything is up because futures are up. Everything is up right now. The Dow, look, guys, the NASDAQ is up equivalent of the Dow being up 1,000 points right now. Everything is up. Everything is up. I don't care how good of a market timer you are, how bad, everything is up right now. Everything goes with the market. The Dow's up 478 points. NASDAQ up 420 is equivalent to the Dow being up about 900 points. Okay? Yes, Dan, you're very right. How do I see it right here, Bob? 533 right now. Right here, right below my face, under my subscribers. Just go right below the video, scroll down just a hair, and you'll see it in the descriptor. It's the first thing in the descriptor. Here, I'll show you. Right here, look. See? We were at 505, now we're at 533. Right here. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. You got questions, I've got answers. Europe, up. Thank you for giving this to us. This is one of the biggest reasons why we're up. They're digesting what's happening in the U.S. China closed higher, reversing earlier losses, again, giving us a lot of tailwind. Japan closed sharply higher, climbing above 37,000 for the first time. Export-oriented stocks led the gains. Of course, interest rates are down in the U.S., of course. The yen weakened against the dollar, driven by expectations that the Fed might opt for smaller rate cuts ahead. I agree with that. No problem, Bob. Keep an eye on Abbott Lab. Abbott Lab was a stock that I gave you in the VIP room on the 17th. It was the last stock I gave you in the VIP room in the 17th. The stock is up over 1% and is near all-time highs. I love this stock. DoorDash was the last stock that I gave you here in the morning yesterday, I believe. Let's see here. VIP room yesterday. Yes. Yes. It was one of the last stocks that I gave you yesterday. And DoorDash is up 4% overnight. Let me just see here. I gave it to you. No, excuse me. It was the first stock I gave you yesterday in my VIP room. I apologize. I didn't give it to you yesterday in the morning. It was the first stock from our list yesterday in the VIP room. And that stock is up 4%. I did. Yesterday was the first stock. Sorry, I was looking for it in the morning, but I gave it to you yesterday. So on Tuesday's VIP room, I gave you ABT. That's up 1%, and it's doing really good, and I really like the stock right now. And yesterday in the VIP room, I gave you this stock. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. All right. It pays to be here. And now we're going to look at the overall stock market. I'll be giving you the momentum levels. I can't wait to see when we open what this number will be. As of right now, momentum level is only 150, but this doesn't take into account that that we are opening, that we open, we're where we are opening. So I'll be giving you this number today when we open. Very, very hard to give you guys levels today because we are at an all-time high. So the only level I'm going to give you is the previous high, which is the 565. The level you really want to pay attention to, honestly, is this gap. We're going to open up right here. I want to see how much of this gap gets filled in. If this entire gap gets filled in, and if this gets erased today, that is not going to be good. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But the bond market is not happy with what we're seeing right now. The bond market is not happy with what we're seeing right now. This wasn't the report that they were expecting. And the bond market is going to put pressure on stocks. So again, keep an eye on this today. QQQ is also at a swing high. Keep an eye on the gap, this gap right here today, on this gap, and how much this gap gets filled and how much of it does not get filled. It's going to be very, very, very important today, okay? Very important today. I'm not so concerned about levels. I'm concerned about how much of the gap between the last night's closing and this morning gets filled. SMH, we have a very special situation on SMH because even though SMH is breaking out, number one, we're nowhere near the 265 go in level. But most importantly, we're just right here. We're literally right here. We gapped up to the 50-day moving average. We literally gapped up to this line. So you got to ask yourself, we just made an all-time high on the S&P. Momentum levels are going crazy, and SMH can barely get it above this level and can't even make it above the 50-day moving average. And I'm giving you the best case scenario. This is real time right now. That's really bad for chip stocks. That's really, 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 really bad for chip stocks. Like horrible for chip stocks. We can't even get above 253. I mean, we can't even break this downtrend. So everything broke the downtrend except SMH. Okay, let's continue. What stocks should we be focused on today? Let's see. Home builders, retail, Russell 2000. Remember that Russell 2000 trade I gave you 2 days ago? Energy, be careful with energy right now. Be careful. I wouldn't be putting energy into here. Bitcoin is good because if interest rates go down, that's good for Bitcoin because that energy prices are lowered. Communication, semiconductors are in the last spot, guys. Last spot. Last spot. All the speculative stocks are right here. Semiconductors are right here and technology is right here. That's bad because interest rates are really good for technology and semiconductors. Not good. What stocks did I short yesterday? Technology stocks. Technology stocks. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So these are the ippity stocks. Home builders. Home builders are going to love this report. Okay. Remember that stock I gave you, Zillow, a few days ago in the pit? We got out of it with a profit, but it's still moving up. Okay. If you look at the chart, you'll see home builders, nothing to the left. Retail, plenty to the left. You don't want to touch this. Russell 2000, still plenty to the left. We want to see it break away here. Energy, no way. We're waiting for this to break down again. It has to come to this trend line, and then it'll start coming back down. Industrial, I like. Communications not looking too bad. Mid caps are looking okay. Crypto, I wouldn't touch because it's just breaking up here. I would wait for it and then start fading it because it's not up here. Basic materials should rally if interest rates are going down. Financials should rally, although be careful right now. I want to wait till we're above this level here. Consumer discretionary needs to get above this level here. The Dow is ready to go. Consumer staples are ready to go. QQQ is not ready to go, which is one of the reasons why we're shorting stocks in it. S&P 500 is at a new high. Utilities are looking beautiful. And if interest rates go down, folks are going to be putting their money into utilities because if interest rates go down, they're going to be looking for higher yield. And if interest rates are not going to be giving them their yield from government bonds, they're going to have to go into utilities. How do we know it wasn't U.S. traders buying bargains in after-hour trading? Ivan, because you could see that the futures is what caused everything to go up. It happened right when because I showed you the time frame and it matched perfectly with the overnight market. We'll see. We'll see this morning if those bargains are being bought up, and I don't know if they're bargains. All right. So that's where we are on these sectors. Now let's go through the stocks that we go through every day, and I'll let you guys go. My daily picks, and then I'll tie in everything together for you. And again, my biggest concern is the fact that the bond market's coming down right now, the fact that the bond market isn't up here. Because if everything he's saying is true, the bond market should be up here right now. It's not. It's going down on his news. That's not great. And again, the stock market did not rally on his news. We closed at the low of the day yesterday. And we're going to be watching this morning. We're going to be watching this gap. We're going to be watching how much of this gap gets filled. I don't think it's safe to buy till we're above the high of the overnight data. I'm going to say it again. I wouldn't be buying anything today until we're above taking out the high of the overnight data. More likely than not, we're going to open up and we're going to start coming down and then defending and then staying within. My suggestion would be to wait to buy longs till we're way above. There's going to be a lot of volatility today, but be very, very careful. Yes, if you want to liquidate something, get your limit order in before the beginning of the day. Okay. All right. Let me give you guys stocks that I like. These shorts, you guys are going to be able to get like really good bargains on these shorts. Like CAMT, it's opening up. It closed here, made a new low. It's opening up right there. My suggestion would be to start looking at the weakest stocks at the open, like Alarm, like Camtech, like Alarm, at the weakest stocks at the open. Weakest stocks at the open. Because you know what happens when markets revert back? Regendron says, "Is it good to short today?" Regendron, do you hear what I'm do you hear the words coming out of Regendron? What's really important is that you hear not what you want to hear, but you hear everything that I'm saying today. Okay? Did you hear the part where I said it's okay to short the weakest stocks today? Sorry, Bill, I didn't see that question. I missed response to Thomas's question. Priority of your stock recommendations before the market and those in the VIP room. There's no priority to them at all. They are all from the same list. They all come from the same place. Priority should be to what I say pre-open of how you should. So, like this morning, what did I say this morning? I said this morning that I'm looking for a big gap up and not much follow through. What does that tell you? Hey, that means those stocks, that means we should be getting really good deals on this stock. That means the stock that Roger just said a minute ago, CAMT, that closed at the low of the day is opening up $2.32. I'm just repeating what I said a minute ago. Short market's opening up. So there's no preference to what I say. It's just depending on what the market's doing in light of what I'm saying and where I'm at. So right now, I just got done explaining for about 15 to 20 minutes how the US market was not moved by US, how gold is not responding, how interest rates are not responding, how this may end up being a gap down. So Bill, in light of what I just said, you should have your answer. So if Roger's thinking that the market is a little overbought, shouldn't we be looking at the weakest stocks? Well, gee, what? Roger's giving us those weakest stocks. It doesn't mean you should be selling Nvidia. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You should be selling the weakest stocks because the weakest stocks are going to give you a little edge up this morning. I'm going to start again. You should be looking at the weakest stocks this morning. CAMT, Alarm. I'm literally giving them to you. DIOD. Bill, you have to actually put stuff together in your mind. This is done to design to get you to answer that question, not for me to answer that question. That's why I'm spending an hour with you. So your mind starts going, oh, he thinks the market's overdone. There was no buying in the US. Maybe it's a good time to start looking at the shittiest stock in the US stock market, like Boeing, which closed yesterday at 151, but it's going to open because of this gap at 150 at a percent higher. That's how you do this. See, this company closed yesterday at 55.19. Thanks to this Michigas rally we're going to have, it's going to open up at 56.53. Maybe I should take advantage of it. But I know some of you are going to short the strongest stocks instead of the weakest stocks for some unknown reason. I know, you will. But here's another one. Here's my semiconductor choice for today. Yes, I even have that for you for today. You know, Bill, I literally answered all of your questions without you asking that question over the last hour. So this stock, would I do it now? No, I would wait for this stock to be below the A line, which would be right here at 229. It's a little too strong right now. A little too strong. And that includes the stock I gave you yesterday for free as a bonus in the pit. This stock too. Think it's going to come down all the way here. Geo. See, it's up right now, up 4%. Roger, all the stocks you told us to sell yesterday, they're all up. You suck. You don't know what you're doing. Well, you see, the problem is when the market is up, overnight, about 800 points equivalent on the Dow and the NASDAQ, every stock is going to be up. Oh, DJT, let's take a look. I forgot about that one. Thanks, Cam. Let's take a look at DJT. I don't have to go anywhere today. I literally have to stay right where I'm at, so I'm in no rush. This stock, look at this thing. Cam, this stock can't even go up. This stock can't even go up on a day the market is up 400 points on the Dow. That's a stinker for you. That's a stinker for you. But I did give you this stock over here, and over here, and over here, so I'm not going to give it to you again. All right. So let's put everything together and answer questions for those that don't like to analyze for themselves. Am I bearish right now on the overall market? Am I bullish on the overall market? What am I thinking on the overall market right now? I'm very cautious on the broad market. I would still be buying stocks that have been moving up. I would still be buying stocks that are in defensive sectors that have been moving up. So basically, I would treat the market exactly how we've been treating the market. If a sector is making swing highs, if a sector is very strong, I would consider going long that sector. I would be very, 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 very careful with semiconductor stocks and everything related to semiconductor stocks, because even with this beautiful rally that you're seeing right now, with this beautiful thing being up 3.43% before the open, we're still at the 50-day moving average, and we have the 100-day immediately above us, and we get no reprieve till we're right here at 245. Okay? So my suggestion would be to not buy stocks at the open. My suggestion would be to wait for the SPY, to wait for this overnight thing to settle so we know where we are. If I see the SPY, if I see the bond market coming back up, and if I see the SPY coming up and breaking above 571, then I'm going to start getting a lot more nervous about my shorts that I've had on for several days. But in terms of I want to see how this shakes out. I would not be surprised if over the next few days, this came down all the way back down here and broke below. And this could be just a trigger happy stop to trigger a bunch of longs before going short, because the QQQ has to have follow through here. Follow through. It just broke out today. I want to see follow through. I want to see us take out the high. We're right now at the VWAP. See, we went up. We're all the way at the VWAP now. I want to see us break higher, not lower. We're now breaking lower on the NASDAQ. So my point is, my suggestion for you would be, if you have longs that you believe are okay, liquidate those longs. Wait for the market to show its hand today and wait to see how much of the rally we recover. I'm not going to be making any moves till I know where we are. And I'm not happy with what we saw. And remember, the US market has not confirmed what we saw overnight. None of this has been confirmed yet. Wait for a confirmation of this. You're not going to be late to the party. We're still down here. We're not up here on the QQQ. That's one of the reasons why I'm not feeling that bad about those stocks that I sold in various programs yesterday. Most of them were tech stocks. Tech stocks have a lot to overcome right now. And again, I think what the Fed is doing is insane right now. Yes, CJ, it could be a false breakout, and we're going to find out very, very soon. Palantir is on its own. Palantir is its own little baby. It's an infrastructure stock. Infrastructure is more like industrial. This isn't like a chip stock or anything like that. Basically, you want to buy stocks that are doing this, but you don't want to buy them at the open because they're going to be too extended. But if you don't want to buy stocks down here, you want to sell stocks down here, buy stocks down here. My point is, be very, very careful for the first hour today. This is not a market to be bought in the morning. This is not a market to be bought in the morning. I am going to be looking to sell stuff at the open, not to buy stuff at the open. Bought QQQ yesterday afternoon at Powell, sold at pre-market. You're welcome, John. All right. Now, Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You don't want to miss out. Join me tomorrow. This is a link to sign up for a class that I'm doing with Jeffrey tomorrow, where Jeffrey supported me. I'll be supporting Jeffrey. Jeffrey's a great guy. Yes, Palantir is more security. Yes, more industrial, RJ, industrial. And industrial stocks here are looking nothing to the left. See? Nothing to the left. That I'm not worried about. It's industrial stocks. Security is more of a cyber security. It's more of a defense. It's what RJ is saying. All right? Oh yeah, longs and shorts. Let me go through my longs. I got too carried away with all of this. Too much good stuff today. Let's do the longs. Again, I'm not in a rush today. Look at that. Still over 500 people. Avatar, you obviously have not been doing this for a long time. Whenever somebody starts making binary statements like that, I know they have not been doing this for a long time. It doesn't have to do anything. The market can double in price between today and tomorrow, Avatar. The market can go zero tomorrow. That's how you have to look at the market. The market does not have to do anything. The market does not have to sell off. That's how people lose all their money. It has to do this, therefore I'm going to do that. No, it doesn't have to do anything. I like CBRE a lot. I still like Roku. Please don't go buying these stocks at the open today. Please don't go buying these stocks at the open today. I'm begging you, do not buy any of these stocks at the open. Take profit on these stocks at the open today. Please. Well, then you should know better, Avatar. Then you should know better. The market will sell off between today and tomorrow. It has to. No, it doesn't have to. Maybe you're right, but it doesn't have to. I'm not going to make any bets. Nothing has to happen. It's not what it will do. You're missing my point. My point is not what the market will do. It's your mental state. The market doesn't have to do anything. I agree with you. There's a really good chance it'll sell off, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't must. Nothing has to happen like that. All right. COHR. Still like this stock. Nothing has to happen. Nothing must happen. It has to sell off today. It has to. What does my shirt say? See, I'd rather be trading. We're in liquidation mode to the upside right now. GEHC. I gave you this as a bonus already a few times. Trade Desk. Anybody make money on Trade Desk? Builder. Exactly what Heather just said. Trade the chart. It must go down. The market's up 500 points, and this guy's saying it must go down. Okay. Zeta. I know. You guys argued so much with me about this stock. It's only at 4%, and I would definitely take profit right now on it. Take profit on TTD, guys. Please take profit. Just get out, be happy. I give you guys good trades. Everybody's happy. Exactly, Greg. Exactly. It's what Greg just said. Yeah, he must think the market is rational. OHI and PGR. Those are my longs. Please don't buy anything at the open. Please. Yes, Paul, I would. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, Thomas, I have been watching GE and I like it a lot, but I seem to like the GE parts better right now than the actual GE. But you're right, it is a great looking stock. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to give you a little clue. All your longs are going to be up like crazy this morning, and that's a fact because with the market's up 400 points. I don't know what they will look like at 10 o'clock. I would be very suspicious because the bonds are going down. Volatility is staying elevated. We have triple witching on Friday, and volatility is moving lower, and we can't break that high. I would feel much better for us to wait before going long. Okay? No, don't take any directional trades at the open unless you want to short the market. Shorting the market on stocks that are doing this is okay. You'll get a really good fill. Stocks that are doing this, not this. Okay, do we all understand each other? Are we all on the same page? If you have any questions, here's my email address. Please email me. Customer service live from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day. And here are some links for you guys. And remember, VIP room at 11 a.m. All right? Nathan says everyone was insisting the tech and semis had to rally strong all summer until July 16th, then bam. Look, I'm trying to keep you guys out of trouble. I'm not getting paid for being here for an hour. I'm simply trying to help you. If you don't want to listen to me, that's fine too. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Good, John. Good. Avatar, it's not your prediction, it's your attitude towards the market. It has to happen. It must. Whenever I hear something like that, I'm just like, "Oh shit." Because I've heard a lot of people go bankrupt right after saying that. Okay? And I don't want you to be in the poorhouse. I want you to be in the rich house, okay? Your camera is reversed. Be careful of this. Careful of this. Camera is reversed. Be careful of this. Camera is reversed. All right, guys. Bye. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Email me if you have any questions. The market doesn't have to do anything unless Clyde says so. If Clyde says so, then the market will do it. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Good luck on the market today, please. And don't be irrational, okay? Bye.